I will tune in with my psychic powers into
everybody
the
else
Carla,
can see it now.
see
You
if I can
can't.
tell. use my Protoss powers to tap in. Maybe not. The reason I can't see anything isn't because isn't anything there. It's because they haven't started picking or banning. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, they haven't actually done that yet.
There we go. See, guys, I might have psychic powers after all.
Yeah. So if you just want to take the draft when things happen, we are on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let me know what you think about the map and what you think really good picks would be. I mean, we haven't seen Tyrael yet, and he had a 100% win rate at BlizzCon. He was picked in 13 out of 15 games, and he won literally all the 13 games he was in.
I think that Team 1 out of 5 should ban Tassadar.
Okay.
I think that Inside Games will respond by banning Tyrande.
You're just saying it and repeating it after. I
I'm
can see
seeing it
this
in my
now.
I'm seeing it in my head.
You're seeing the future as it's happening. Okay, so both off supports banned. Okay.
Yeah. So Uther is available. Karazim is available. So we might see those being picked up. 2 out of 10 do have the first pick, and they're going to go with Muradin. So, a very strong tank choice there. He likes to throw himself around and get some stuns off. Yeah, it's like a real party in here.
Yeah. Muradin, I mean, like you said, he's kind of a top tier pick. I'd say more so than Uther, since teams have figured out how to deal with Uther for the most part. But Muradin's just still a solid warrior.
Well,
There's not really, I mean, it's not that there's not a way to deal with him. It's just that he's something that you can't draft to deal with. Supports and the assassins are the ones you deal to. You draft to try and mitigate. So either you'll draft a Nubarak against Malfurion, or you'll ban out Kerrigan against an Uther, things like that. Muradin, you don't really draft for. So
at this point, the Inside Games did choose to take the Uther and the Jaina. 2 out of 10 have a double pick now before the ban. Now, they're picking up the Kael first, and I wonder if their second choice is going to be to pick up the Karazim, because if they don't pick up the support now, it's likely to be banned out by Inside Games. Just because they've got that Uther, the Tyrande and the Tastar are already taken out, so it's most likely going to be a single support, and the 2 top single support choices right now are definitely Uther and Karazim. But we do see them pick up Zagara instead, so double long-ranged assassins. Good for taking out those spiders, and good for contesting the hand-ins at the eggs. Good for sieging on the walls. We'll see how it goes. Inside Games banning out that Karazim. 2 out of 10 probably want to ban out the Kerrigan. As you said, you ban out a Kerrigan against the Uther, just because we do know how much damage that Kerrigan
you can
do.
pick up. You can also ban out a Butcher quite happily, but compared to a Kerrigan, a Butcher's not as scary a target to come across. I mean, Uther Butcher's a really potent combination, but Uther Kerrigan it's much more versatile and it's just as scary. So yeah, that would be my ban here personally. Either that, or I would look to ban out the Johanna, deny them that other top tier warrior pick. They're going to go with the Kerrigan ban though, so I know what I'm talking about. Apparently, maybe.
It's like we spend a little bit too much time trying to figure out what's going on in these games, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know I spend 90% of my free time doing this, so that's fine. Yeah, and the other 10% is spent on other games like Legacy of the Void.
Have you picked up a copy of Fallout yet, or are you not a Fallout man?
Do you know what? I have a secret to say. In Britain, the Pip-Boy orders are completely sold out.
Did you pick one up for yourself?
Where I work, I may be able to get myself one.
Oh, very nice.
I haven't got one, but I'm tempted to, and I'm tempted to go into business with my girlfriend. And we're going to spend all of our savings to buy any spare ones, and then sell them on eBay for 300 quid. They're worth 100 quid.
Okay.
Sell them on eBay for 300 plus. Triple our money. split the profits. Boom.
I don't think you should be advertising this on the screen.
If I buy them, that's what I want. That's what I do with them. What I do with them is my business. If I buy them, so it's back off. All right, it's not illegal. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah,
Tyrael pick up
back in the
Inside
draft.
Games.
Tyrael, I love it. Love it.
Double invulnerability. At the moment, they've still got a high damage output from that Jaina. Probably do want to pick something else up to do some damage, and Sonya's going to fit the bill.
Completely forgot about the Sonya pick. Sonya Muradin are the Sonya Muradin Uther, the top 3 picks, and throw in the Tyrael as a 4th top pick these days. I mean, I can Sonya, Tyrael, Uther, Muradin, Kael'thas, Jaina, Tassadar, Tyrande. Those 8 heroes are the most contested. Abathur a lot more in the high-end competitive scene. In kind of the amateur tournaments, we don't see him less, and he's not very good on Tomb of the Spider Queen in general.
Yeah,
but then you can also throw on top of that list Vala and Zagara, and Reyna as well. You can throw in a bunch of other assassins.
And at this point, we've gone through more than a quarter of the heroes in the current roster. So we've got 43 heroes in the roster right now.
I named 11. I named 11. Okay,
that's a quarter.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you know the stats, but there were only 8 heroes not picked at BlizzCon,
which is fantastic.
It's a
fantastic
huge amount
in this game.
That was
and I do hope it's something that goes through. I was actually trying to think. I don't know this stat off the top of my head. How many heroes are there in Dota 2?
In Dota 2, I believe there are 108.
So there's 143 in League of Legends. 140, 127. What am I talking about? 127 in League of Legends.
I didn't think it was 140.
108 in.
Don't quote me on
Dota
that.
2.
I'm going to find out.
And 43 in Heroes of the Storm.
Now, I know League of Legends, they have, what is it, a 40% non-picked, not touched?
So during the World Finals, I think it was 70-something got picked. So, yeah, so something like 60% of the roster got picked through the World Championship.
Yeah, whilst in Dota 2, around 90% of the heroes get picked to the World Championships. There's 112 playable.
112? Is that many picks in the International this year?
In the International this year, 80... I think it was 92% were picked. That's how versatile it's going on. But getting on with the draft, Jesus, have you been watching this?
I have been watching this.
Tyrael, Sonya, and then, Reyna Morales. Okay, first of all, Reyna's decent. I'm happy with the Reyna pick. Morales, what? Okay, that's fine. I'll accept that. Not enough support to kind of bolster that. And, Muradin's tanky, Kael'thas gets Arcane Barrier, Zagara can get Rapid Incubation, Reyna has Adrenaline Rush. Okay, they can kind of all survive. I can maybe see that there. Morales, yeah, sure. Inside Games going with the Butcher, who I did mention, but they already picked up Sonya, so the fact that they picked up Butcher is blowing my mind right now.
Butcher and Sonya are going to be absolutely terrifying as a front line. Tyrael in there with the Sanctification, because that's probably what we're going to see here, is the double invulnerability. And then the Uther, and Jaina's just going to sit at the back with Uther and quite happy. Actually, no, Uther could probably get in there. Jaina could just sit at the back and be like, yeah, I'm just chilling back here. Who's really going to get to her? No one. So, yeah, that team fight is scary from Inside Games. The Lieutenant Morales, Bakery ran it as a solo support, so we've seen that it works at the top end. We've not seen 1 out of 5 run it before. But then 1 out of 5 have brought some unique picks already. This Kael'thas could be a Flamestrike build for all we know.
Yeah, it very well could be, and that would be great to see. So I'm going to invite you to this.
Apparently you left my game. You left my party.
Yeah, so I did. I couldn't do lobby stuff without being party leader. So, oh my lord, I've been made host. That was unexpected. There we go. Okay, so we are going to have. Let me just make sure everything is right. We're going to have 1 out of 5 as the blue team and Inside Games as the red team. We still have the draft up on the screen. So, who do you think will win?
I think that Inside Games have an absolutely terrifying draft, and I like Tyrael, so I'm backing Tyrael.
I mean, I've got to be with you on that. Inside Games. 3 Kexix, Hydrax, Zargonas, Dereneko. I mean, it's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. As far as that goes. Threy needs to be swapped with Endo. Okay. Okay, so I'm just making sure the lobby's all set up. I mean, yeah, they've got a terrifying draft. They've got a 4 melee lineup, but they have double immunity. So not only does Sonya or Butcher get a Divine Shield, but once they're in there, they get a Sanctification.
Yeah.
1 out of 5, they basically have to figure out a way to disengage. None of their heroes can take sprint. Muradin doesn't want to disengage because he's the one who needs to be allowing the squishy heroes to disengage. And Lieutenant Morales, I mean, her grenades aren't going to do anything because they'll be immune.
If they've got Sanctification down.
If they catch Lieutenant Morales, she's dead.
Yes, definitely.
And that's a one-team fight for Inside Games because I don't think 1 out of 5 can bring out enough unless the Kael'thas does a surprisingly large amount of work. And with a Butcher on his face, I mean, if a Butcher's on you, like literally giving you a piggyback, there's not much you can do other than get crushed below him.
Yeah, I think they might see a Butcher running Lamb to the Slaughter as well, because if they do get that catch, they just want to keep it, and Lamb to the Slaughter is going to allow them to do that, rather than needing the Furnace. He doesn't need the AoE damage from the Furnace. Yeah,
they definitely don't, but either way, even Lamb to the Slaughter or Furnace would be fine with me. I think I would prefer Lamb to the Slaughter with the upgrade, because that way you can lock your opponents inside the Sanctification with you, so they can't kite you out of it. And if you stop an opponent getting away from a Butcher and a Sonya who can't take damage, they're going to die. That's how this game works. So we have a Kaijo Diablo coming out for Endo Rocket. He's redeemed his code. Oh, he was just showing it there on stream. Unfortunately, didn't say it, so I'm going to ask for the Kaijo again. Kaijo again.
I think he might have readied up right now. He's going to have to unready to do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Unready. We've got 8 out of 10. We can wait for you to Kaijo again.
No,
okay, we do have all 10 out of 10, so I'm going to start this game. Let's get this underway. So, everybody, I've not been saying this much this tournament. Oh, I've potentially frozen. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
I can still hear you.
Has changed on the screen for the stream. I don't know if that's intentional or not. We're just staring at a draft.
Okay. Oh, I have changed it. Here's where the storm has crashed.
Oh. Okay, this could be interesting. I am in the game.
Okay. Sorry. So, yeah, if the stream can still hear me, yay! Basically, welcome to the grand finals of eSports Wall. Wall of Heroes, Heroes of the Storm Open Tournament. This is the 10th one I've done with Nick, and the 10th one that, I believe it's the 12th iteration of the tournament, but the actual 10th in the new iteration. Welcome. This is a best of 3 grand finals between 2 previous tournament winners. They both only won the tournament once apiece. Inside Games are 1 out of 5 Skaraka, whose team name they have signed up as 2 out of 10. So that's why I've been saying 2 out of 10. My stream has completely died. Hello, Komek. Sorry, not my stream. My Heroes of the Storm has completely died, so I'm just going to restart that now. Bear with me. Sorry about this. The stream is still up and running.
We are still on the loading screen, so it might allow you to load in. We'll see how it feels. But I have a feeling that when you load in, there'll be no rejoin button. Just that you know as well, on the stream, you have it spelt Grandy Finals.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a little eye there. Bit of a flare. It's the Grande Finals.
Grande Finals.
Perfect. Okay, well, I have changed that now, so that will be updated on the stream. So thank you for that. I hadn't noticed that little eye just snuck in there.
Right, so.
I've been asked why by just off the bat, Comic, team captain of rather Atomic is the team captain of I Don't Know Man, but Comic, one of my correspondents for I Don't Know Man, he was like, I can see I Don't Know Man was signed up for the tournament, and I was like, yeah. He's like, none of us signed us up.
Let me go have a look.
So they're being put in automatically for some reason.
I can actually go and see who signed them up. So
yeah, double check. Admin.
We do need an official admin. We really do. We can also see who's been reporting the scores, so I can see when you're reporting scores. Right, so Mark B94 registered I Don't Know Man for the tournament.
Okay. I don't really know who that is then.
Mark B24.
Gonna see if we can get this. I do have a rejoin
That's
button.
Atomic.
So
Apparently that is Atomic. So Atomic has been signing them up for the tournament. And we're into the first game. Are you able to reconnect? Or
yeah,
am
I've hit the rejoin
shoutcasting
button.
this?
I'm loading. I can see that everybody else is loaded. So apologies for me crashing. I don't really know what happened there.
Okay, so
I have made my bet.
who did you bet on?
I have bet on Inside Games for this first game. As they're all rocking the Gazlo portrait. Whoop, whoop. They need that Master Gazlo portrait like I've got. Flex.
So, over on the blue side, we do have 1 out of 5. We have Endo Rocket on Zagara. We have Wolves on Kael'thas. Kularion, whatever, on Muradin. Grom's on Lieutenant Morales, and Sergen on the Reyna.
Meanwhile, on the red team of Inside Games, we have the Butcher being played by Thray, Tyrell being played by Kexic, Sonya by Darren Nako, Uther by Hydact, and lastly Jaina on Zargonas. I can't see that because I haven't actually logged into the game yet. But it shows it on my loading screen.
I was ready to do that. We do have body blocking coming from both teams. Actually pulled off a little bit better by 1 out of 5 than by Inside Games, and so they're going to get a lot more of this. And we are seeing the Tomb of the Spider Queen 4-man moving between the different lanes there. So Inside Games immediately going to the top lane once they'd finished body blocking, clearing that wave and moving back to the mid. 1 out of 5 trying to clear the mid first, and thus missing out on some experience up in the top. So they had to send Cooler up there to try and claim that back before they lost any experience lead.
Yep, and I am reconnecting. I'm in! It's done!
You're in! Down
Yes!
bottom we have Endo Rocket and Darren Echo having a little 1v1, and we probably won't expect much from the two of them there. Zagara able to stay safe, and Sonya just going to heal up as she has that level 1. She's taken a Shot of Fury instead of the Warpaint, so she's obviously not worried about needing to heal up from...
when you've got double immunity, you don't. Meanwhile, the Butcher's charging in, landing on the Kael'thas, and he's going to get blown up. Although the heals from the Morales are coming out and just proving too strong. Oh my god, he's not going to die. Meanwhile, the Uther taking some damage to Butcher, and the Tyrell all falling to about half health. I mean, that's how Morales works. That is Morales for you. So, Lieutenant Morales doing everything she needs to there. Now, for those who don't know, Lieutenant Morales has a super high single target healing output, but has very little AoE healing capabilities. So, you can just see there how strong that is. She has a lot of mana requirements. But as long as she has mana and can, keep herself in a safe spot, the target she's healing is not going to die easily. As we just saw there, that should have been a first blood, and it was not. So, 1 out of 5, proving how valid their composition is. I'm willing to be wrong in this. Sargona's going to get caught out, going to get knocked back by Sergen on that Reyna. Just take kind of harass damage, but not really that much being done since the Tyrael was able to come in and use his shields. Well, I always forget that ability's name. Righteousness is the name.
Righteousness is his shield, yeah.
So right now we actually have Bioshield coming out for the Morales, so overhealing able to come out. Bioshield basically means if her target is on full health, it will give them shields up to a maximum amount.
It does not drain her mana, I believe, to overheal, which is fantastic there. Nice catch out on the Muradin though. Quick little knock up and a judgment. Going to see him go down to half health. Not opting to tap that mana pool, that healing fountain though. So, it is on cooldown right now. That'll be why. But we do have a butcher charge coming in. The Lieutenant Morales heals switching straight over to the Kael'thas to keep him alive, and instead the Jaina falling very low. So he's going to juke, and he looks like he's going to get away with that.
Oh, meanwhile the Kael'thas coming in with an Impact Flame Strike and a Living Bomb. Gonna pick that off. Really good mounted positioning down. That's going to be the first blood in favour of 1 out of 5. This Morales doing so much work. Already completely out of mana though, almost. The Kael'thas will have to back off after he's handed in his things, because he has no mana and no health. So we'll just see him Hearthstone as soon as he's behind a wall, most likely. As Morales is going to sit in the smoke and soak this top lane quite happily. The Butcher's going to cancel his charge on the Kael'thas. A nice bait out there. So the Morales came in to kind of ward him away. But no, the Kael'thas not going to actually go back and get health and mana. Going to let that regen up as his well has just come off cooldown. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Zagara Sonya, not really much happening there. Sonya taking harass damage without war paint. She's going to struggle a bit in this lane, but doing a good job to clear out creep tumors and pick up all the gems.
Yeah, and the Rocket did hand his gems in when 1 out of 5 handed that big group in. Darren Echo though hasn't been able to get there, and right now he doesn't really want to go near those eggs, otherwise he's going to run straight into 1 out of 5.
Butcher's been caught out here, taking some healing from the Uther. Threy not in a bad spot, so he'll be okay. He'll be able to get out and get a heal and tap well, as the first full hand-in has been made by 1 out of 5. They have a slight experience advantage in combination with that first blood, the only kill of the game so far.
Yep, that's going to allow them to push on with these Web Weavers. It does look as though 1 out of 5 want the top lane. That's where they're all moving to. Threy is looking to defend, but they'll push him out behind his gate pretty swiftly there.
Good duke of the gravity lapse there by the Butcher there. Not getting caught out. If he did, that would have almost certainly been his death. Tyrael coming up might have been able to help save him out, but without Sanctification, there's limited amount he can do. Good backstab here coming out from the Jaina and the Uthus. They're going to stun on Morales, and she has very little way to heal herself. In fact, none at all, so she is going to end up falling, and that is the pick-off they need to make every single fight. Otherwise, we're just going to keep seeing the repeat performance of her healing up that Kael'thas from 0 to full. From 0 to not quite dead, I should say.
Yeah, they're definitely going for the member. They need to go for that. If they can get the picks on the Morales, she has no way to heal herself up outside of her own passive, which needs her to be out of combat for 4 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, she does eventually heal herself up with the 2-for-1 talent, so the couples therapy at level 13.
She doesn't get to go to couples therapy until level 13, though, so it's going to be quite a way. And by that point, Inside Games are going to have their heroics, and this game is going to change.
Going to get caught out here. Morales coming in, putting the healing down, putting the damage resistance, knocking down the 2 melee heroes of Tyrael and the Butcher, keeping the Kael'thas alive. It's a good play there. It's just waiting. Grimai's just waiting behind this wall.
And while that was happening, Uther and Muradin were having a little bit of a scrap. Uther did fall quite low and had to go back and tap as well. So skirmish is breaking out everywhere on this map now, while we do have some gem collections and some attempted hand-ins here.
Yeah, Morales doing some good harass, stop that hand in. 1 out of 5 really trying to stop.
Oh, Grom's just getting caught out there. Nice.
Blown up there.
Eldarin's
really good charge. Plus the stun from Hydax and got caught in a blizzard. Yeah, what I was going to say is 1 out of 5 is doing what it can to stop Inside Games handing in. Muradin going to be able to hand in. Cancelled 17 gem hand in there for some reason. Zargona's almost falling to the Reyna in the mid lane, but trying to stop this hand in here by Inside Games, and ideally they want to get a second set of Web Weavers now and force Inside Games to have to wait even longer. Even if the Web Weavers don't do that much, it will almost certainly get a lot of damage to that top and bottom bot fort. Probably end up taking bottom fort as well if they were to get that. So smart play here, up from 1 out of 5.
And we do see the heroics have come in while this was happening, so pretty typical on the side of 1 out of 5 there. The stim drone coming from Morales, not the medevac, so they're not looking to transition around the map.
You put a stim drone on a Reyna.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. They don't want to transition around the map. Instead, they want something to get back into that team fight and cut through that meat of Inside Games. Inside Games, however, choosing to take Furnace, not Lamb to the Slaughter. They did lock in the Sanctification and Divine Shield, as you'd expect. Wrath of the Berserker for Sonya. And a Ring of Frost on Jaina. So just wanting to be able to lock 1 out of 5 in place there with that ring. And I hadn't thought of that when we were looking at the draft.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Ender Rocket taking a little bit of Wrath of Berserker harassment from the Sonya here, but she's going to take as much harassment in return. In the meantime, just kind of a back and forth, some posturing from both teams here in this mid lane. Now, I will point out, Reyna so far has gone for a completely auto-attack focused build, with Inspire giving movement speed being the only thing that doesn't actually affect targets.
We'll probably see the Giant Killer coming in at level 13 there. And we're going to get charging from the Butcher there. It's going to land straight onto Morales, who's going to fall very low as the Furnace does come out. Just living there with the safety though. Hyperion's also coming out, going to put some damage back, and Endo Rocket falling low. His gems are going to fall to the floor. Coolario is going to try and pick those up, but actually turning the fight back. Deroneko falling very low, and Hydrax being chased out as well. Deroneko's dodging that, but the Ancient Spear not going to be able to get him out. Instead, he's going to fall there.
Yeah, so good fight going the way of 1 out of 5. They pick up 3 for 2. They lost their Morales immediately, but the Muradin, ignoring the fact that his Morales was in danger, said, "Okay, look, you're dead, Morales. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill their Jaina," and that's what he did. He jumped into the back lines and effectively 1v1 the Jaina at that point. Jaina died, and then they'd lost a lot of their damage. The fact that Sanctification wasn't used, Tyrael did end up falling before then, or there wasn't really a good point for him to use it other than to save just himself. So
yeah, it means 1 out of 5 are going to get the second set of Weavers. And they got a decent gem pickup from Inside Games there. They were sitting on 65 gems, but now they're quite low. Most of the gems actually being on the Tyrael. So
yeah, they did have over 40 on the Sonya, but as she fell in that bottom lane, she was not able to get away. And the gems weren't able to be picked up.
We do see level 13 coming out now, so that all-important Giant Killer on Reyna, along with the Chain Bomb on the Kael'thas.
And a massively important couple therapy on Morales.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I did forget about that one. Yeah, so 13 being the big level for 1 out of 5 here. Yeah,
as you say, Giant Killer, Chain Bombs, and then, 16, they also get a Power Spike as well.
Deroneko out of position a little bit. They're just going to be able to chase him down there. The grenade landing a bit short, but the gravity lapse is going to catch. Chain Bomb going down. Invulnerability having to be blown to keep him alive. Hyperion's going to come down. Keswick is going to have to pop the Sanctification to keep himself alive before Elduin's Might coming out, but they're going to get the fort for it anyway. So a fort pickup, no kills though.
Yeah, three ultimates used on the side of 1 out of 5, whilst both immunities on the same cooldown used for Inside Games. Rather, yeah,
and they're back to posturing around this Bruiser camp. Keswick going in with Elduin's Might, but no one was there.
Aggressively, very
aggressively. I thought he was going to get pounced on the second he threw that in, but actually
I think that was
1 out of 5 backing up.
That's what he would say, calculated.
So Sergen is up in the top, having a look, just making sure that Inside Games aren't going to be doing that boss. They are just picking up that Bruiser camp and going for a hand in of their own. Coolarin, though, doesn't really want that hand in to happen. And
Sonya can take some harass damage from the Reyna here. Sergen constantly getting the bio shields out from the Morales. Morales knows that Grom's team captain knows, sorry, not team captain, but support player for 1 out of 5 knows that if he just 100% is on the Reyna is going to be able to just rip through this double warrior composition we've got coming out here. The Tyrael and Sonya will die very quickly. If once the Sonya's dead, then they lack kind of the front line to protect their Jaina. The Butcher's going to get picked up quite quickly after that, and that's what we've been seeing in these team fights so far. 1 out of 5 making this work, and I don't think it's a forced thing either. I think they're just making it work due to very, very good play.
Yeah. So a bit more posturing around the eggs. But the Tyrael really wants to hand those 34 in. It's going to be a red Web Weavers if they do, but actually them being handed in up in the top by Darren Echo there. So red first, red Web Weavers. We're going to get some damage somewhere, as at the moment 1 out of 5 do have everything standing.
Yeah, I mean some structure damage, but very minimal has been done on any of the lanes. So this is at least going to help with that, especially in the bottom lane, as that Web Weaver, if it eventually gets there, is going to be able to push quite handily. Again, in the mid lane, the Web Weaver spawned quite far back, so take a while, and it looks like Inside Games are just pushing with a lot of pushing power they get out of Jaina. So good play there. Not looking to take a team fight by the looks of things. Just gonna
1 out of 5 able to obliterate these Web Weavers with their just when they're just focusing that pure damage. That Reyna and Kael'thas just shredding whatever gets there. So the bottom Web Weaver has got in there now, but not really able to do much. Elduin might by Keswick though going in. And he's going to get picked up very, very quickly.
Yeah, and that's 34 gems, I think, that were on him. Just going to get lost. He didn't want to use Sanctification, and he was just stunned all the way through it, so I don't think he could have, even if he was spamming that button. So, well played there by 1 out of 5, and a good pickup. 5 kills for 4. It was even until that last pickup there. And they have the level 16 talent advantage. Now, interestingly, Inoculation is out here for Morales instead of the double safeguard. So this actually increases the initial reduction. So great if she can use it at the right time, but bad, but a little bit less forgiving. I think overall it will do less damage reduction compared to the double safeguard, because it does double it for half the duration, which is effectively a 50% increase. Whilst obviously if you get 2 of them, that's a 100% increase of it.
Yeah, just making sure that's that one that she's using is just that much more effective. So Reyna picking up the penetrating round stun there, picking up the bullseye instead of the berserk. So obviously they want to get a bit more pick into their comp. He's already going to be putting down a lot of right click damage.
I think at this point you don't need a berserk on top of the stim drone. I mean, it would make it absolutely insane and very, very scary to see. However, it's not needed. Just because... Oh, sorry.
Long hard day at work.
Sorry, I'm boring myself. Just because they already have that stim drone, it's not needed to end up taking the berserk. And having that stun on penetrating round just gives him more utility and the team more ways for, say, the Morales to get out of the bad situation if the Reyna's able to stun one of them off. So, brief pause here. Gonna check on the stream chat.
Yeah, they were just having a little bit of a complaint about your microphone. And I was just explaining, it is a built-in microphone that you're using, and you're going to have a new one tomorrow. So next week we should see a quality improvement for the sound.
Yeah, is there a lot of background noise, by the way, or is it what's going on with that?
I'm used to it, but there is a sort of slight, like there's a fan or something in the background, which is just genuinely what happens when you're on these things. So
yeah, I mean, I can make myself a bit quieter, but reduce the background noise off. And back.
I think it's mostly it's fine. At least from my side, it's fine. But I am used to it after doing this for 10 weeks with you now. So they're back into the game, and a nice gravity lapse catch there. He's going to see Jaina fall very quickly. Throwing down the Phoenix, it wasn't necessarily needed, but that's just going to wreck the gate and leave this centre keep open for abuse here. And they've got a Web Weaver there, so why not? Another gravity lapse is going to catch the Uther, and Uther's also going to fall. Inside Game's not really going to be able to do much here. As 1 out of 5 are just catching them one at a time. And that centre keep is going to fall very, very quickly.
Yeah, 1 out of 5 really powering through, and it looks like they're in a strong position to just take this game. They're going to push it with this Web Weaver.
Hyperion down, the Web Weaver's going to push on. There's good sanctification coming out to keep them alive so they can put a bit more damage down, but that avatared up Muradin is just taking the abuse and giving back as much as you can.
The Butcher almost managed to burst down Sergen on that Reyna, but it's not going to be enough. But the Sonya jumping in, Wrath of Berserkered up, is going to be able to kill out the Morales. Zagara has fallen, Kexic trying to kill the Kael'thas, going to be able to do it with his Wrath of the Archangel. And a Divine Shield on the Jane to keep her alive as they keep their core alive at 42%. That is going to be the Muradin dead. They've not caught up on experience, unfortunately, as that push did grant them a keep and the walls of both top and bottom lane. Reyna coming through, going to be able to damage the Jane and not kill her, though. So, yeah, fighting hard, not a victory yet for 1 out of 5.
I think as soon as that Morales fell, 1 out of 5 needed to back up and take what they had got and recoup there. But instead, just trying to put down as much damage as they could before they fall. And maybe they don't feel that it's much of a risk for them falling. They do still have all their structures up. And although they lost a lot of gems there, there's not very many gems on Inside Game side either. So neither team's going to have a hand in for a little while.
We're actually going to see Inside Games attempt the boss, and with a Sonya here, they're able to do this pretty quickly, as well as having the Butcher here to tank this. But Zagara's going to scout this out, the Morales is here, Reyna's going to come in, Kael'thas has only just respawned, and the Muradin's just respawned as well, so I don't think it's going to be in time to contest this. And Zagara
but they're going to go in
has
anyway.
actually been used already, so there's no way to stop that boss happening, as it's 5-second cooldown. Thray almost going to die. The invulnerability going to come down. Kex6 doing a good job to block them out, but that is going to be the Tyrael falling for this boss. Uther getting saved there by the Zargonas, slowing down the Reyna who was right-clicking him. Dereneko going to mount up after a really, really good Ancient Spear. Interesting ice block from the Jaina here is going to secure her death at this point, and the Uther trying to save her is also going to fall, which means that the push onto this keep is going to happen. And this keep will fall. Dereneko on that Sonya going to jump in quite ambitiously and going to end up...
They can just go for the core now. There's 4 members of Inside Games down. They've already knocked Thray to half health. They can just walk onto that core and finish it off. They don't care that the boss is pushing forward. And that's going to be game 1 going to 1 out of 5.
Yeah, GG. I mean, we call that wrong. I should always go against you, I think.
As I said, I did think Inside Games comp looked scary, but they never used it as a 5-stack. They never got that 5-on-5 fight where they were the initiators on there. And as a result of it, 1 out of 5 were just able to get that lead and keep it going more and more.
Yeah, I mean, they very almost got those Kael'thas kills in the early game, but the Morales just kept him alive just long enough for him to not die and turn around and do a lot of damage onto the Jaina and the Uther, so...